Have you ever been left unread? And I'm not sure if it's just me, but I hate being left unread. Like, I've sent you a message, you've seen it, but you just don't choose to reply. You just choose to leave it and go on with your day. And I was thinking about this concept, and I was saying to myself, most people think Jesus has left them unread. Most people have asked Jesus about something, and just because they didn't get it right away, they think that he's ignored it, that he's forgotten about them. But I'm here to say that he hasn't done either of those things. And this isn't just you. People, even in the Bible, they think that God has left them unread. But they forget that God doesn't follow their schedule. Let me prove it to you. The death of Lazarus in John chapter 11. So, let's just follow me. Now a man named Lazarus was sick. He was from Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. This Mary, whose brother Lazarus now lay sick, was the same one who poured perfume on the Lord and wiped his feet with her hair. So the sisters sent a word to Jesus, Lord, the one you love is sick. When he heard this, Jesus said, this sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it. He already said that even if he's sick, it won't end in death. But let me tell you what happens after. Jesus arrives in chapter 11, verse 17. Jesus arrives at the place, and he found that Lazarus was already buried in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was less than 2 miles from Jerusalem, and many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them in the loss of their brother. When Martha heard that Jesus was coming, she went out to meet him, but Mary stayed at home. Lord, Martha said to Jesus, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. If you had answered my prayers, maybe we wouldn't have a divorce. If you had told me this would happen, I wouldn't have gone bankrupt. I could have figured a way out of this. If you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. But she says, even after her brother died, she says, but I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask. Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. And I love the amount of faith that Martha has in Jesus. Even after he didn't raise her brother from death. Even after her brother is already dead. She still believes that Jesus can raise her again. Martha answers, I know he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. Do you believe this? Yes, Lord, she replied. I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of God, who is to come into the world. She believes that after all of this, Jesus is still able to raise her brother from death. So, in verse 38, Jesus, once more deeply moved, came to the tomb. It was a cave with a stone laid across the entrance. Take away the stone, he said. But Lord, said Martha, the sister of the dead man, by this time there is a bad odor, for he has been there for 4 days. Then Jesus said, did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? So they took away the stone. And Jesus looked up and said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I said this for the benefit of the people standing here, that they may believe that you sent me. When he had said this, Jesus called in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. The dead man came out, his hands and feet wrapped with strips of linen and a cloth around his face. Jesus said to him, take off the grave clothes and let him go. Did you see How after he died, that after he delayed, he still came to fulfill the promise. I'm here to tell someone that whatever promise that God has said to you, that God has laid upon your life, he will fulfill, no matter the circumstance. Because God doesn't work better based on any circumstances. He works better based on faith. Even after her brother died, Martha still believed. I'm here to tell someone, God didn't leave you on red. He's just trying to see, will you believe him when everything is going wrong? Will you believe him when he misses the appointment, quote unquote? Will you believe him when he said he'll do something at this time, but he does it when the sin has already been committed, when the brother is already dead? Will you have faith in him when all is already lost? And as I said last week, God can't work with you if you don't believe he can. He can't take you out of that. He can't raise your brother if you don't believe he can. I'm here to tell someone that faith is so key with your work with God. If Martha didn't believe it, maybe God just wouldn't have done it. Maybe he's still trying to figure out if you're gonna have faith in him when all is lost.